some of you are like, well, why don't you just go home? Well, why? Somebody jumped our fence with the intent to kill us. Somebody prior to that had been throwing things over, feeding our dog, poisoning our dog, doing all kind of things. Yes, we could go home and be in that house, but do you think I'm going to sleep at all? Do you think I'm not going to constantly be looking over my shoulder? Do you think I'm not going to be locked and loaded and outside at every twitch and sound and tree and twig? You don't know what we're dealing with. You don't know how dark things run. You don't know the extent that they'll go to. And for right now, for us, to keep my kids safe, we're going to continue to do things the way we're doing things. I'm sorry if you don't understand that. That's on you. If you want to know, ask. I'll explain it to you in dummy terms. But for right now, my kid's been with me for 10 years. She started speaking in the last year and exposing a lot of evil fuckers, pedophiles, pimps, traffickers, Satanists, mind control programmers, all kind of stuff. We're still safe.
So who does your hair? I do. That's your concern?
Why would that be a concern?
That's your concern? So who does your hair?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Okay, you're the problem. You see how
you're the problem.
Let me help you. I do my hair, for number one. For number two, here's the problem with people like you. Here's the problem with people like Rob. Here's the problem with the people like the ones that make the accounts. Here's the issue, period, with the fuckheads that we deal with like this. See, everybody is so in the wrong place and in the wrong part of the story. The sad issue is that everybody is waiting on an insurance video from me because it would make everybody feel better. Because at this point, you know, the knowing that when I exposed Ron Jeremy, when an insurance video dropped of me, because we didn't check in, an insurance video dropped and it wasn't supposed to. And when it did, former cat house members from the legal Nevada brothels, former Playboy bunnies from the Playboy Bunny Mansion, former alien from the alien brothels in Nevada, came out and tried to do some damage control. Why do damage control if I'm lying to you? I got another question. I got another question for somebody who just asked who does my fucking hair. Let me help you out, Rob. Okay? When it comes to these type of questions, this is what I'm so baffled about, because this is why we're still sitting in the issue that we're sitting in decades later, because everybody's worried about the wrong fucking part of the story. Everybody wants an insurance video. Everybody would rather have us dead. Our name would make bank if we died right now. There would be marches of the yin yang if we died right now. We don't fit the narrative until we're dead. We just don't fit the narrative until we're dead. We don't.
Honey.
Okay? So here's the thing.
We're talking
about
trafficked children.
And
all you are concerned with and all you've heard is why does her hair look like it does?
It wasn't a bad question. It wasn't. Okay.
It's an ignorant question.
The question is, even if it was just a who does your hair, I do. Even if it was just that, do we see how we're distracted about something else? Okay. Listen carefully. Don't look at my hair. Listen to me. Listen. Okay. If people weren't worried about the little distractions, we wouldn't be decades in, neck deep, $1 billion into the sex industry. We wouldn't be here worried about human sex trafficking if people worried about the right part of the story. Everybody is so fixed on an insurance video because they feel like that was so gut-wrenching. I want another one. Why? Because you feel like from your couch is going to make you feel a hell of a lot better if you can feel my pain and vicariously live through it a little bit more. But you're not going to do a damn thing about what I'm saying. Okay? There's people who want to make an account about me, but ain't nobody made an account about Riverside County CPS. Riverside County Child Protective Services lost Tori Tashina Outlaw at 17 years old. She died multiple times over because no one went looking for her. It's the same way as when it comes to Breonna Taylor. Nobody gave a fuck about Breonna Taylor, the story that she had, until she was dead. Then everybody wanted to know what the hell was going on. No one gave a fuck about George Floyd until he was dead. Then everybody wanted to talk about he was a gentle giant, but nobody knew about his record. Nobody wanted to talk about Dante Wright, but everybody wanted to talk about his story when he's dead. But nobody wanted to stop him from being in the gang that he was in. At 13 years old, everybody want to holler Ma'Khia Bryant, but did anybody check why the fuck she was in foster care? Nope. Now everybody wants to shout her name because she was dead. Nobody went and did anything, and she probably wouldn't be dead if she wasn't in the fucking system in a foster home that she wasn't supposed to be in, fighting with girls who was not even her family, not even with her fucking mother. Everybody was so concerned about what she did, but nobody was concerned about the story before the fact. Everybody want to say her name, but don't even want to acknowledge the fact that before the fact she needed you. She was in foster care, and she fucking needed you. All those people, all that Black Lives Matter shit. Oh, her life mattered. When? Because she was in foster care. No one gave a fuck, and it didn't matter then.
Her life has never mattered. It's only her death that matters.
It's only her death that matters because somebody can make a buck off of that shit.
Somebody can push an agenda.
That's how that works. You see how that works? Everybody want to scream how fucked up the system was, but nobody was there trying to fucking band-aid or fix that bitch. Everybody just want to holler how broken it is, but you don't see one person that's trying to cross an ocean, let alone a fucking puddle, to do something about the broken system. But they got the balls to sit there and the audacity to want to bitch about something after somebody's gone, because nobody can do anything about when a person is sitting there trying to talk to you to your fucking face. Nobody checked on Riverside County CPS when it came to me. Tori Tashina Outlaw died. Her name is now Allison Leilani Ray Carter. No one checked, no one called, no one sent anybody but fake FBI, and if they were real FBI, then there should have been an international search and someone should have found my ass when I left Riverside County CPS, but Riverside County CPS collected money for me. Riverside County CPS don't even want to tell you how many rape kits that is at Marina Valley Hospital, how many police reports they got on file, how many times they had to move me from a fucking home, how many police had to come out because of what my foster dad, what my foster brother did. How about the time that my pimp fucking cracked my ribs? Black eyes and bruises. I had on a wedding ring, a rock bigger than what a 15-year-old should have had, on my fucking left hand, middle fucking ring finger. What the fuck? Where was everybody then? Somebody want to make an account, feel like you did something because you called us a fraud or a scam. Did you do something by calling out Riverside County CPS? No. I am now 20 fucking 7. And we're still going through this hell. I was a fucking child. Period, point blank. No one's called to check on that. No one's called to get that fucking information. No one's called to give a shit.
Nobody's even called to discredit that. You're just going to focus on hair and rent. And if we're a grifter or not.
What the fuck?
Ignorant.
But we want an insurance video. Why? Because the amount of information that's already out ain't enough for you to do something? To get your ass up and go for free. There's people that are paying to go to a sex trafficking tour, so you'll pay $20 to $35 to stand in a fucking long line, get a ticket that you needed to fight over, stand in a line, wait for refreshments, pay $8 for a bottle of fucking water, $10 for a hamburger that you could have got at fucking Mickey D's for $2, and you gonna stand there and you gonna wait for somebody else to tell you you're gonna pay money to get into a packed out event, but you won't take your ass to a free fucking march. Get up off your ass, sit in your car and lay on your horn and show some fucking support and power and presence for that. But there's some people who's waiting on an insurance video. You see what's wrong with our fucked up world? I'm not stupid that eventually I'll be another thing that's swept under the rug, too. The kids were swept under the rug. Why do you think we're here? Why do you think we're here? It is now 2021 and we're talking about real oppression and real slavery. Why do you think we're here? Because people in the world, people stopped asking questions. People couldn't handle it. It was too much for some people. It's too much for my heart. I can't take that in my house. It doesn't happen to me.
Positive.
Back chasing, I heard you. It's cool. My bad. When I'm talking this serious, look down to see a comment like that. So my bad. You good? I do my hair. If I don't do my hair, my mom does my hair. My mama did these. They ain't happy now.
I'll show you that.
That's why there's a hat on my head right now. Point is you see how a distraction, you see how much something will get pushed under the rug, and once again the children are, nobody cares. It was a trend because it was something that everybody cared about for a little bit, but my head's back in the sand. Oh, there's another few kids that are dead. Oh, and then another truth teller pops up to the surface and tells you something again, and then everybody's listening. And the next thing you know, it gets too far, and I don't want that in my head, and I don't want that in my heart, so I dig my head back in the sand, and then that's how another 30,000 children end up dead. And then we end up a few years later, and we repeat the cycle, and we keep fucking going. So how much further do we get? The reason why we show you guys shit, it's not for anybody's benefit. At this point, if we die today, at least when another survivor comes after me, you guys will be able to say, I already know what's going on. I've already seen this shit and I can already do something because I know how this plays out. Whether it was for a few months, whether it was for 6 months, whether it was for a fucking year, at least you can say, hey, I know how this shit goes and I'm not going to let this shit happen to another fucking survivor. That's my goal. When another mother comes behind my mother and tries to tell you what my mother has been trying to tell you for a very long time, maybe you won't ignore her. That's my goal. I don't want no fucking money. We have our own money. It gets tight. Nothing. Ever. We never, ever were prepared for this. We're going to post our own rent statement. Yeah. And then on top of that, for a house that we don't live in, the rent just went up. We had to go back for a fucking doctor's appointment. We had to go back, get the car. We had to go back and get some things because there's nobody else that would do it. We have to do it ourselves. We tried every other way. We have very close family members, but we only have very, very little, very few. And the other ones, I don't even know what the fuck to call them anymore because some of them I'm ashamed to even know their fucking name. But the ones that we do have, they have done everything in their power already. And when they just met the angels that they just met, they were like, thank you. Because they didn't believe how many cars just pulled up with us. All this is about is power and presence. Yeah, this is the smoothest transition that we've had in this entire situation. Because we have multiple fucking people with us. And if you fuck with one of us, you gotta figure out who all you fucking with. Because now it's just not us. It's not just us. You got these angels, their family, their friends, the friends of their friends, and the friends of their fucking friends that you gotta now answer to if something happens to them or to us while they're with us. Too many eyes, huh?
And we've had an army cover us in prayer. Let me go ahead and take this time to address the little witch. You little Jabba the Hutt that's sitting in cult meetings. Let me address you. First of all, you need to go see who's recording your shit. Because and I quote, what was that? She doesn't even know I was built for this. That was what you said last night, because you were going to come and kill us, and you were going to find us, and you knew where we were. I told you all along, I serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I serve Almighty God. You won't do a thing to me that God doesn't allow. Number one. Number two, you have so much shit at your disposal. You have a crystal ball. You have covens and cult and a brotherhood and demons that you conjure and demons that you dispense to do shit. You were not built for this. You are failing miserably. You have failed 100% of the time of the shit that you've thrown our way. God has protected us 100% of the time. Everything you've raised your hand to, you have failed at. And if you follow this witch that sits in meetings, I hear your meetings. I hear them every single day. I hear them every time they're called. Every time I hear verbatim. I have a recording of everything that I've heard. You are failing. Your crew, your coven, are not loyal to you. You will continue to fail until you're decimated into the ground. But keep trying.
Let me tell you something. These angels that are here and that have been here right now, some of them are Christian, some of them are Catholic. We told you I got respect for a lot of religions because I was many religions and I didn't know I was doing anything wrong, but I wasn't a type of person that wanted to hurt people. I was into witchcraft at one moment, thinking that I was helping someone by doing witchcraft. So I respect everyone who tells me I'm praying for you. I said a few Hail Marys for you. I fasted for you. I did this for you because this is my religion. This is what I believe. My church may be fucked up and it may just be a fashion show. My family may not be the person that I am, and we're totally the opposite. My friends, I may not be the company I keep. I'm telling you right now that in my heart I know who I am. This is who I serve, and I promise you that I'm just sending you something that's good and positive in my heart, and it's not from of this world, and it's not from what somebody else rehearsed and taught me. I respect you for that. Thank you.
This isn't about religion.
It's not. But there's angels that have stopped, dropped, took off work, walked away from their families for a second and said, hey, I'll be right back. Lock this house. Don't you open this door, and make sure that if anything goes down, you call me. They have walked out of work, didn't quit, but walked out of work and said, I gotta go. Because I'm not letting people do this alone anymore. These angels know what they're risking. They've counted the cost. They know that they can lose their fucking lives right now where we stand. They know that. But they said, fuck that shit. I'm not letting you guys do this alone anymore. We're covered. They're not moving. They're not budging. They've been slammed. They've had family members in the hospital. Their dogs have been murdered or sick. Their kids have been sick. They have been followed. The lug nuts on their cars have been pulled off. The brakes have been fucked with. The trailers that are hooked to their trucks have been disconnected, and they didn't know until they got on a fucking freeway and were about to damn near die and possibly hurt somebody else. They have been through hell and back, walked into a witch's lair, seen some shit, and walked out. They know the casualties to this war, and they said, fuck that shit. We're not letting you do this shit by yourselves. We're coming with you. I'm getting up, and people, there are angels with us right now that have traveled from multiple different states to be with us today, to make sure we didn't do this shit alone. Multiple.
And it's not about us or because we're anybody special, but it's about the kids and it's about the truth.
It's because everybody's sick of this shit. Everybody is sick of this shit. There are husbands. One just told me, to our new angels, the watchers, thank you. One just told me, you need some peace, kid. He's locked, fucking loaded, and was ready to take somebody's head off right now. When we seen all those cops, he waited in front of the gate, and he was ready for them to pull on up. Let's talk. Guns are out. You want to talk about the guns? Because we can tell you why. To Miss Jean Grey that's behind us right now. This woman left the state that she was in, woke up early as shit in the morning to catch us and drive with us.
Made sure we had a safe place. Made sure there were snacks and food for us.
For all the angels. Not just for us.
Yeah, like...
She took care of every angel that came in from another state with us. We didn't come into her state until like 2 in the morning. She stocked a refrigerator. She made sure that we had, not stocked, she made sure we had snacks because we hadn't had food all fucking day. She made sure everybody had shampoo and fucking body wash so that everybody didn't smell like hell and ass. Nobody wants a media cookie or a trophy, and we had the money to hand her, but she didn't want it.
There's a war that's happening right now for the children. Not just the children in our life, but the children in everybody's life. Your kids, your grandkids. If you aren't standing in this war, you're going to be the most despised person on the face of the world. Nobody is going to want to deal with your ass if you don't stand up and fight for these kids.
Who else is going to fight for them? Nobody else has. As you can see, the authority that you're supposed to call on, you can't call 911. I told you there's a police trap house on Nason Street in Moreno Valley, California, right across from Valley View fucking high school. And no one calls 911 on that house because the dispatchers know. Trust me, I know.
The Brotherhood.
It's the Brotherhood. They have a house of sports memorabilia so they don't have to go to the dealership in Moreno Valley off of Moreno Beach Drive. They don't have to end up on LaSalle on that long stretch behind all those rocks.
You don't understand how things work. Your police officers in Moreno Valley have a house where they rape children. Together.
And you'll always notice where the Brotherhood is because they never use their actual radios. They use their fucking cell phones. What police officer do you know uses their personal cell phone that much on a call?
Isn't that the whole point of having a radio?
Isn't that the entire point of having a whole fucking laptop in your car when you tell
don't
people
get
to get off the phone?
Signal, you don't lose reception.
Police officers tell you to get your ass off the phone and pay attention. They got a whole fucking laptop sitting in front of their ass. For what? If you're not going to use it. How do I know about the trap house on Nason? Because some of the police in Riverside County and Moreno Valley used to take me. That's how I know. I can tell you how many rooms are in it too. It's a 4-bedroom house. 2 dens. It sits right on that loop. Right across from the Target on Nason Street. But no one calls 911 on that house because everybody's in on it. If anything, if you call 911 on that house, the police, when they answer, they're coming to whoever called. And they will not leave you alone. Trust me, I know. Right, Robert? I went to school with some of these police officers' daughters. Nobody looking into that though. Nobody want to talk about that one. For people who are new here, is there a video to hear your whole story?
It's in the works.
It's in the works. Yeah, there's someone who is that's the link in my bio. That's what that little clip is. There's someone who it is. There's no money involved. They volunteered their time, a team of people who volunteered their time to create like a diary, like a journal. Shit. Woo! To create like a journal. And a short story to help people. They'll come out in like little clips, 30-minute clips.
Kind of like cliff notes.
These people are calling them like episodes, like Q-like episodes. They're not episodes. It's just that's what they labeled them as, but they're not episodes. Yeah, there's a very small little clip it's linked in my bio, and it's linked to what they called the trailer. There is no money, there's no movie, there's nothing involved. Someone just took every single video that we've done so far and clipped it together and made a very professional clip, so you guys can get all information that's in like up to 3-hour videos in a few minutes if you're new.
Condensed.
It's just condensed, and it would be in chronological order. Yeah, and there's a whole web page that it's going to be up on. So that BitChute clip.
And for the 20th time, there's no money involved. We didn't receive any money. We don't want any money. Yeah. There's none of that.
It's just supposed to help, and it'll help better educate on trafficking as well, because they're even putting trafficking education tips for other people in it. So it's just a short summary. But once again, for the 10s, there's no money involved. There's not a damn thing. It was done out of the kindness of these people's heart. There's a major team that linked together. Some that you guys know, very well known. Some that you don't. Some that you'll soon find out. And I thank every single one of them, because some I don't even know. I've never talked to, but I know their name, so thank you. But I gave the permission for this. But that will be out soon, and that will probably help. But if you're not on Lonnie's Truth, I suggest you add that one, and you'll find a lot there. There's a lot. When I got censored on here, I went over there and started doing live. So if you haven't seen all the cops from different states, if you didn't see the 20 plus cops coming to Colorado, if you didn't see us searched and ransacked in Missouri, if you didn't see us pulled over in Nebraska for a 3-second cushion space rule, then that's all on there. People have asked me if I regret it. I'd do this all again if it means that there's somebody that could get out. This shit is fucked up. The other night, there's so many times where I'm like, you know what? Heaven don't seem so bad. I know there's a garden up there, and I gotta ask God a lot of questions, but that's not what we're doing. And I've talked to many survivors who are still trying to make a choice from many different areas, who are watching this and feel like I can't, because I can't go through that. And I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you or say that this shit isn't hard. I'm not trying to be weak or anything, but I'm just saying it's a lot. And there are days where I swear I'd be beast mode, but I'm not strong, and I can't. And before, it was dealing with my own nightmares, and it was dealing with the own shit that we had to go through, and I was hiding in plain sight. And now every day that I open my phone, I get thousands of threats and how-to of somebody who's gonna rape and torture me again, and how this and how that, and I get enough. And I never wanted it this way, because I'm not a celebrity, I'm not anyone special. I don't know how many fucking times I gotta say that, like a gajillion times over. This is just us. This is our truth. It's not our fucking fault. Our life is full of shit that is slightly entertaining to some people. This is our life. You know, somebody feel like they want to call some people out. Why don't you call out the people that matter, like Riverside County CPS? Why don't you call out the people that matter, like your PD, that you know is corrupt? LAPD, Hemet PD, Riverside County PD, Moreno Valley PD. Some of these organizations that just give me your money. Just give me your money. I ain't showing you shit. Just give me your money. Because there's some other survivors and truth tellers. How come they ain't showed you the shit that I've showed you? If they've spoken out for this long, how is it that there's other truth tellers that are on multiple podcasts speaking out for years, writing books, exposing the highest of the highs? How come they ain't showed you half the shit I've showed you? How come nobody's getting on them? How come nobody's asking that question? I've showed you what they show you. Huh? Because I never see anything besides some talk. Sitting from the same podcast. Sitting from the same couch. Writing a book and having years for that shit to float around published. Then all of a sudden when I come about now, people are bullshit. Bullshit. Because where the fuck is everything at? We can't make one video without going through hell. One. But there's some people who are telling you their story from where they live. Exposing the highest of the high? Really? And you didn't ask the question? Huh. There's organizations that have the same script, the same pictures, the same rehearsed lines for the children that they saved, the same rehearsed lines for the story that they have in their bio. Military men that are just so, oh my gosh, it's God's gift. They ain't showed you shit but said, give me some more money so we can put it into our organization. Give me some more money so we can put it into our movie.
Narrative.
Give me some more money so we can save some more children as military men that's not in America. We leave our country to go save children. Give me some more money so our organization can be up, so the name is bigger, so everybody thinks that when something goes down with trafficking, that we're the first people to call, but we're also the first people to recycle the fucking children, because you never hear a recovery story. They've been out in the business for years and years and years and years. Okay, so how come you haven't heard somebody like me come forward and say, hey, I'm a sex trafficking counselor? Now, I go with the resources that go out to pick up the kids. I was saved and I was in this life 30, 40 years ago, and now I make sure that we help get somebody out of this life. Where the fuck are they?
Well, they'll probably pop up now, but
no, now
where were they?
I'm sure now. But let's make a movie about it, huh? I need some more money from our organization, huh? I ain't seen one of them. But let's pack out a full concert, huh? Let's pack out a place and make sure everybody pays $20, $30 a ticket. Let's pack out a place and make sure we get some refreshments. Let's pack out a place and make sure that we speak really well about what we're doing as military men for trafficked children. But you ain't seen one of those children. You ain't heard of a recovery center, a rehabilitation process, color fucking therapy, music therapy, nothing. Why? Let me tell you why. Because they never got out. And the organizations that you support, you will soon find out your tax-paying dollars pays for trafficking. That's why it's such a deep industry. Think about it. You're supplying the traffickers. Especially when you call them and say, hey, there's a child missing. Here's all the information. And they're, yeah, we're going to help. Just call the hotline that's linked to Hillary Clinton's Amber Alert. Okay. Sure. Get right on that. Yeah. Okay. The people that swear up and down like, I can't take this is too much for me. Can you say that to that 5-year-old little girl who's being forced to lay down, to be cuffed down and strapped down somewhere right now so multiple men can take a turn on her? Did you tell that? Can you tell that to that 7-year-old little boy that they have him tied down right now and they're taking a corkscrew and they're digging it into his penis and making sure that his bloody penis is pulled back, and they're taking pride in torturing the hell out of him, and then what they do is they anally rape him to the point where he's basically broken, and at that point there are children who can't even walk after that point. They're in wheelchairs. Are you going to tell that to that 10, 11-year-old baby who right now somebody is tying them down and making sure that they have a power chainsaw, an actual power fucking chainsaw, because they like to fuck bloody stumps, so they mutilate their arms, they take off their limbs, they cut off their arms, and they cut off their legs so they can't fight them? Are you going to tell that to them? It's too much for you?
Be disturbed.
Too much for you?
It's too dark.
It's too dark? It's too much? Are you gonna tell that child that's being dragged to the snuff warehouse right now, that's about to be put on a sex machine until she can't breathe anymore because she didn't make the money that she was supposed to make? Are you gonna tell her it's too much? Huh? Oh. Are you gonna tell the child that this is a personal one? This one is personal. This one's personal. So listen clear. Are you gonna tell the child that's being held down right now by multiple grown ass men, a very small child that's bucking because they're literally taking a needle and trying to carve their initials into their vagina? It's too much for you? That one's personal. I know it from personal experiences. I was able to buck like 3 to 5 dudes off me, and that's big ass dudes. When you finally meet me and find out what I look like, really look like, Instagram, I'll be talking big, I look big. Didn't matter. I was talking back too much. He had to let him know who I belonged to. So, when are we done? When is everybody going to call out the people that need to be called out? The adults are in authority. Period, point blank. There are children in this shit. Children. There shouldn't be anything else that we got to argue about. Nothing. There are children. Everybody wanted to claim George Floyd cried for his mama. Do you know how many times I screamed for my mom? That night they held me down. Branding don't just happen in tattoos. Branding doesn't just happen with tattoos. But there's people who won't even get out to a free march. There's people who won't even just jump in their car, slow their car down. You know, if you see somebody standing on the street with a sign, slow your fucking car down. Jump out the car and stand with them. Slow down, lay on the horn, and make sure that you draw attention to that sign. It's that simple. Get out in power and presence and power in numbers. Because right now we wouldn't have had a smooth transition today if it wasn't for the number of people that we had around us. There's too many eyes. You see what happens when people didn't want the whole world to burn? Because if it wasn't for the trial, the Siobhan trial, the whole world would have been burning if that verdict was different. But did you hear his attorneys are coming back and they want a different trial because it wasn't fair, because majority of the jurors were threatened? So it stopped the world from burning. But that's what the world will do over a grown-ass man who's a convict and screamed out for his mama. But we can't even get people to have a fucking conversation over the children. If you go talk to somebody, they want to call you a sheep and I don't believe you and I don't want to talk about it. And conspiracy theorists that, and these conspiracy theories are really turning into facts. But conspiracy theorists, this is that, and oh really? Really? Because it didn't take long for everybody to get out in the streets, grab reparations, break down a T-Mobile to steal some cell phones, spray paint some fucking statues because they were angry and wanted reparations, burn some fucking buildings, take over a police station, a street, a fucking intersection for some grown-ass man, grown-ass convict who was a pedophile who yelled out for his mama because he couldn't breathe in the middle of the day.
Poor George.
Poor George. You know, some dudes, when they're raping you, another thing is they take their shoulder and they lay it over your face so you can't breathe. Big ass dudes. Sweaty, nasty, stanky, stale cigarette, smelling like old fucking semen. And Lord knows what you eat and the reason why you see them smell like that. And you gotta have somebody laying their shoulder over you, so you're not screaming too loud. They don't have to put their hands over you. They just lay their entire fucking body on your face. But he couldn't breathe. Can you imagine that 5-year-old that's under a 50-year-old dude right now that can't breathe? Can you imagine that? That 5-year-old that has straps to a mattress, that can't move their arms and their legs if they still have them, that have a grown-ass man with their shoulder over their nose and their mouth, making sure that they can't breathe, so it actually makes the sex for them better because your body's tightening, is what they say. But I can't breathe. Let's make a fucking shirt. Where's the shirts for the children? What about the fact that they can't breathe? You're being disrespectful. I completely understand why you're upset, but don't shit on George Floyd. Oh, you want to get off my page.
Floyd.
Fuck George Floyd. George Floyd's a fucking pedophile. You must be BLM. Get the fuck off my page.
Fuck Derek Chauvin, too.
Fuck Derek
They're
Chauvin.
both
Fuck
assholes.
George
They
Floyd.
both of them got what they deserved.
Mm-hmm.
What about the damn kids?
Fuck George Floyd.
Come out here with your grown-ass man
Get
shit.
the fuck out of here.
I wish you'd put as much effort into doing something for the kids as you do.
Oh, you think that was
Sucking on
disrespectful?
Poor little George.
You think that was disrespectful?
Wow.
What about what the fuck was done to the children?
Still being done to children.
Still being done to children. You want to
crying
holler
for
about
George.
oppression?
Wow.
You want to talk about oppression? Let's talk about the real slavery that exists right now. Because it ain't no fucking George Floyd or a black person who has the ability to do whatever the fuck they want in this world. I'm black, but I don't got to bitch and moan about my melanin. You can see I'm fucking black. That's the problem with people. Disrespectful? You got me fucked up. You being disrespectful. Get the fuck off my page. You're disrespecting the children. And nobody got time for that shit.
Keep sucking George's dick.
Yeah.
You're the problem. You're the absolute problem in the world.
Run tell Black Lives Matter that too. Make a march about that. Where's your march about the real oppression about the children? Huh?
Ignorant. You're ignorant.
You see how fucking painful this is? Oh, you want to stick up for George Floyd?
Ain't nobody should be defending adults over children. Ooh, these people.
Nobody should be defending adults over children. Period.
You're a fool. You're a complete fool.
Wow. The stupidity. I got people that are messaging me talking about, I'm going to kill myself over the Telegram. I got people who are, I need to be let back in because I didn't mean what I said. I got people who are this, and I said something, but I didn't mean to put it that way because maybe I said it wrong. You see the problem that we got? Did you think before you even sent that comment? Did you read what the fuck you said before you even read that comment?
I'm more concerned why you'd be riled up and feel the need to defend George Floyd, which I'm pretty damn sure you don't even know the man. I'm pretty sure you've never had any interaction with him, but you feel the need to speak out on his behalf when your time and your energy, that energy you put towards dead George Floyd, should be going towards child. You're a fool.
He was Mason. He was a fucking pedophile. He was a grown-ass man. And if you really can't breathe, you're not gonna lay on the fucking floor. I'm gonna fight your ass. You fucking lying piece of black shit. I'm gonna fight your ass. I'm not gonna lay there. I can't breathe. Mama!
Bullshit.
Fuck you.
And let me break that a little bit down. If he couldn't breathe, he wouldn't be calling for mama. He couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
If you're calling for mama, you're catching a breath.
That's it.
Don't be stupid. Turn the damn TV off.
This is wrong with people. Y'all see that shit? So there's your BLM for you. He just fucking laid there. If you can't breathe, if somebody is tickling you, do you just lay there? I can't breathe. Just stay
There's
still.
so many things wrong with that whole scenario. It was
Common fucking
orchestrated
sense.
bullshit.
How about this? Somebody just stay still for a second and hold your breath. Tell me if you're just gonna stay still. If you
Keep sucking on that narrative.
Are you fucking kidding me? The stupidity is painful. Pay attention.
So because of you, you could be doing something beneficial for the children. But you're not.
But you're not.
You're worried about dead George.
Yep.
Maybe dead George.
Maybe. Because you know, what really shocks me is what you should be paying attention to. Your homeboy George, he went down with hair and he died without it. Did anybody notice that?
There's so many things wrong with the narrative.
He went down with hair, but he died without hair. I didn't know that you could go bald from being knocked on the ground.
And it's not a race. You can stop with the race shit. George Floyd was a pedophile, rapist, dick.
Yep.
Derek Chauvin is a
Same
pedophile,
thing.
rapist.
Same
dick.
thing, a part of the brotherhood. You know, his brothers wanted to off his ass.
They're both full of shit.
They're both full of shit.
And I would not defend either one of them if you held a gun to my head.
Nope. Both of their ass got what they deserved. And I'd say it again. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because I've been through worse. There's children who lost their life. Way worse. Children who didn't even get the luxury to, their bodies didn't even sink to the bottom of a water grave. They were just dumped over and hoped that the fish would get to him. Didn't even put a block or anything on him. They just thought I raped him so much, and there's so much cum, and there's so much shit on them. They even piss on them when they're done. That they thought that if they, some of them, the water graves, they could just toss them in the water and fish would get them. And nope, they just drift back to shore. What you gonna do? And how are you proud of your silence? We gotta go. She's calling. Did you see that?
No.
All right. Insurance, please stand by.